Hello. Sorry if you heard lots of thumping and banging there. I forgot I have to turn my mic off in this. At least I wasn't doing anything embarrassing like talking to myself, which I'm usually doing. Hi, Miss Maddie. Hi, Susan. Hi, Tyler. I'm just going to give it a few minutes because I know there's quite a few people who said they wanted to come over and join us today. Hi. Hello. Hi there. Miss Maddie. She has the wines. And of course I've just started streaming, so she'll probably want to go out in a second. Because that's how it works. She's quiet and sleepy all day. The minute I start streaming or filming, she starts to whine that she wants to go out. Never work with children or animals. Who's here? Susan, Tyler, Mika, Jen, Blythe, hello. Hi, how are you doing? How is everyone today? Becky, hello. Da 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 da. I'm just giving it a minute because today is a different stream than we normally do. So we're not doing a regular, well, we're doing what we always do, but we're doing it slightly differently for a different cause. And here she is. Here's the woman herself. Hi, Kia. Okay, guys, if you are not following Kia Creates, then you need to go and do that. She's in the chat now. Hi, Savannah. Kia is the reason that we are all here today. Kia is running this year's, well, she runs it every year. This year's Halloween Journal Challenge 2023. I believe it's the 6th year they've done it. I've taken part in a couple of years. Didn't take part in the last 2 years, but I'm back in it this week. This year. Here I am. Day 25. My prompt is through the cemetery because I'm a goth. Of course it is. I'm actually... Ooh, craft a lunch, sorry. I'm actually working on 2 pages today, but they're, well, you'll see in a second. They're actually the same page twice, if that makes any sense. Well, not the same page twice. Similar, but different. They're like eyebrows. They're sisters, not twins. Going to work on one that I started the other day, which is partway through. All the wet bits are done and dried. The other one is not started yet. I've done the first layer of wet bits and let it dry. Thanks for the links, Mika. If you would mind, can you pop down into the description and grab the link for the playlist for the other creators as well, please, if you don't mind, and just link that for me. It is in the description. All the links are down in the description, but it's handy to have it in chat while you're thinking about it and just click on it and save it for later, right? So if you wouldn't mind doing that, Mika, that'd be great. The purpose of today's live, everybody else in the challenge has been doing regular videos in whatever style they normally do. And it's been great. We've had everything from 3 minutes to over an hour of videos all over the place. It's every type of thing you could want. But I don't really like editing videos because I'm inherently lazy. I just can't be bothered. Once I've filmed it, I'm like, I'm done now. That page is finished. I don't want to edit. So here I am doing a live for you instead. I could have edited a video and done it, but this is just more me. I prefer this. So we're going to spend the next maybe an hour, maybe 2. Who knows? 2 is usually my comfort zone, but, you know, it's been known to overrun as well. There's no set time limit, but we'll do at least an hour. Working on my page, and, you know, you play along with me. You don't have to do my prompt. You can do whatever you want. You can work on your own thing. I see Mika's working on... Mika's not actually doing this challenge, but they're a regular on my channel. They're one of my mods. So she's working on the Artist's Way that she's been working on for a while now. I know other people will be here working on the challenge. Kia's here to watch and catch up on stuff that she's a little bit behind with and hopefully get a little bit ahead, I'm sure. Hey, Jane. So yeah, grab your whatever it is you're doing, however it is you're doing it, and journal with me, guys. Let's have some fun. As I said, all links are down in the description. The challenge itself, Kia's channel, the playlist. Mika's also putting the links in chat. Chat will be saved afterwards, so if you're watching this on replay, you can get all those links over there as well. You can see what people were talking about. Some of the other creators are available in chat as well if you want to ask questions or anything like that. You know, chat away. I'm not very good at watching chat, so I tend to miss things. So if somebody asks a question and anybody knows the answer, by all means, jump in and say your piece, because I miss things. Right, here's what we're going to do. So my prompt, through the cemetery. Originally, because my daily journaling, I don't journal daily, but my daily journaling, for want of a better word, is more urban sketching than anything else. But it's England. And it's been raining since approximately March. So I haven't been able to get out an urban sketch. Plus I've had some other things happening this month. It's just been a bit of a can't get it together to go and do that. So I thought instead I would do art journaling, which is what I normally do. A lot of the creators in the list are actually junk journaling or written journalers. So this is hopefully a little bit different for you, because I start with a blank page rather than junk journaling pages, which, you know, sometimes that's nice to start with a blank page. Sometimes you have a blank page in your junk journal and you look at it and you go, what am I going to do with this? So, you know, maybe that's the time to look at this. Hey, love bug. So, before we get started, let me put this in context. Hello, I'm a goth. In case you hadn't noticed. And I'm completely besotted with Edgar Allan Poe. Every Halloween I run a class called the Halloween Chronicles. It's currently happening at the moment. And we do lots of different things to do with Edgar Allan Poe. We look at his poetry, we look at his stories, we look at all sorts of stuff. We look at his life. I'm not going to go through my whole book, but, you know, this is the current book I've been using. This is a Sea Whites of Brighton book, for those of you in the UK. You might be familiar with that. It's a mixed media book. And I work on different things in different ways. So most of these first few pages are from the first year we did it. So these are all finished. I don't always finish pages. I don't always finish sections all in one go. I'm still going back and finishing off prompts from like 2021. But, you know, we've just got lots of different things. We were playing with ink, dip pens, trying caricatures, Poe's life, doing a newspaper layout. You know, we've really tried all sorts of things. This is a... Where's the other... No wonder I can never find the pages. They're not together. That's why I can't find the pages. Right. Okay, so this is some ideas that I had for a painting. This is the actual painting itself, how I wanted it to kind of end up. And if you look behind me here, there's that painting, which I'm currently working on for one of my classes. So, and that's, it's currently layers of acrylic, but I'm putting oils over it because I've learned that I like oils. It's weird. So yeah, this is just the kind of thing that we've been doing. You know, urban sketching. We drew some of his houses. This is ballpoint pen. You can see I don't really journal. I don't do the junk journal-y cut and paste type stuff. If I'm going to do junk journal-y cut and paste stuff, it's usually from... hi, Maddie. It's usually from magazines and things. So this is taking a poem, The Dream Within a Dream, and just as we read the poem, we wrote down, or we drew things that came, ideas that came to us. Just quick thumbnail sketches, nothing elaborate. I did go back in and tidy these up, so they're not first draft thumbnails, but... and then I decided I liked this one, The Grains of Broken Sand, how they creep through my fingers. And that ended up as this, which, as you can see, I haven't actually finished. I haven't finished writing in the poem, but I've sketched in where it's going to be, and the picture's done. I've just got to go in and finish it off. So, I've got that's from the front of the book. I haven't done the crow yet. He's the raven. He's drawn in, but I haven't finished him yet. Because I don't have that gold pen anymore. I have to find another one. And I've also got one, I don't know if it's in here, but I drew another version based on the... Maddie! Shush! I drew another version based on the... these. And I turned it into a t-shirt, which you'll probably have seen if you follow my channel. I wear it quite a lot. I used fabric paint and just a black t-shirt and painted it on. And it's great. I love it. We've been doing sketches, finding different actors or headshots or whatever, just people to use as references to create our own characters for different stories. I'm not showing you all of this because some of it is in progress. This is the one I was working on the other day. So this is my half-finished page. This is much more junk journal-y and art journal-y than any of this. This is more sketchbooky. But the techniques are the same. It's just, you know, I use a sketch, I do stuff, whether I do it on a plain background or whether I do it on an art journal background, it tends to come out the same. So this is the one I'm going to be working on. This is one where all I have left to do is, hello, Miss Maddie. Here's my Miss Maddie, look. Here she is, my lovely girl. Hi, how you doing? Belly rubs from Maddie. Belly rubs from Maddie. You have to give belly rubs to Maddie right now. Belly rubs from Maddie. There we go. Good girl. Mwah. I'll probably have to go and let her out in a minute because she's moaning. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this page with the drier media that I want to play with. And then, because I had an aha moment while I was creating it, I thought, hang on a minute, this fits my cemetery prompt, right? Baby, hi. Can you give me 1 second? Can you give me 1 second? Good girl, get down. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Just one. Okay. Here's one I made earlier. So in the interest of not having to wait too much long for things to dry. Hey, Meg. Meg is in the Junk Journal Challenge as well. I believe Meg's already done her video, so you can check out Meg's channel and go and see what she's done. So eventually this will bear some resemblance to this. No, other way around. This will bear some resemblance to this. If you want to play along, very simple tools here. A bit of wet glue and some tissue paper and some... This is actually napkins. They're really cool. Look at these awesome napkins somebody sent me. Hi. 1 second, my love. Give me like 5 minutes, okay? I know 5 minutes and 1 second are not the same thing, but deal with it a sec. So yeah, I'm gonna make this look like that. This is napkin, tissue paper, wet glue because I'm gonna put wet media over the top. So the rule is dry media, you can get away with putting dry glue down like a glue stick. Wet media, you want wet glue because dry glue will just lift up. Hey, Crafty Capricorn, aka Wicked Red, if you follow her and you're familiar with that name, rather. They're also in the challenge. I don't know if Kristen's done her day yet. Not sure, but go over and check out her channel. What else have we got on here? Bit of white paint, nothing fancy. Bit of white acrylic paint. I just use this cheap craft paint. Bit of ink. This grey is the Liquitex Muted Acrylic Liquitex ink. I think I said Liquitex twice. Doesn't matter. Liquitex Muted Grey. This is watercolour. All the black pencil is actually a Stabilo All pencil, which that's all that's left of this one. Actually, I might put that in my go bag and pull out my new one because I've got a new one, look, which has got all the information on it. So Aquarelle Stabilo All 8046 in black. These come in various different colours and they write on everything. Paper, glass, plastic, metal, water soluble, If you want a good black pencil that gets you really good black lines, you need this. Go get one. What else did I put in it? I think that's all I've used on this. It looks very complicated, but it's actually not at all. So, I'm going to quickly let Maddie out before she goes mental, and I will be right back. So, if you want to grab some supplies and things, some white paint, black pen or pencil. I'm also going to use black pen on this, some ink, that kind of thing. Some colours. Don't forget, if you're using acrylic paint, you can also use any water-soluble media like Neocolor 2s or something like that to get this kind of effect. You don't necessarily have to use ink. Anything you mix with white paint is going to give you this. And we'll have a go. So, chat amongst yourselves for a second. I will be right back. And I'll remember to switch my microphone off this time. And we're back. Right. I've left the door open. She'll just wander in and out. Crafty Capricorn was day 12. There you go. Actually, if you follow Kia Creates over to her Instagram, she's got a whole post with all the links for all the creators for all the days and all the prompts. You can't miss it. Should have linked to that, really. I'll put that in my description later. I'll remember to put the main Instagram link. Right, I'm going to start with this page because this page is going to have to dry. Now, the reference I'm using, I'm doing Edgar Allan Poe. This is actually his memorial, which is his original grave site where he was found. It's the original burial place. His actual burial place is this one. So I used the memorial on this one, on that one, because I wanted to use the raven. The raven's the wrong way round. Do I care? No. Is anybody going to know? Probably not. This one is not nearly so interesting, but we can make it interesting. We can jazz it up a bit. Plus it's got his name on it. It's kind of fun to draw. I had thought maybe I would do this, because there's the raven, you see. Whoops. Oh, come on, stop playing around. There we go. There's the raven, and it says at the top, quoth the raven nevermore, so got to put that in, haven't we? But I thought this raven here could probably use that, and then do the other one separately on this page, because this page is a bit bigger. So that's the idea there. And the inspiration for it was this piece, which is by one of my favourite artists, Don Vito, Donvito. You'll find him on Instagram. He actually does a lot of Edgar Allan Poe and Gothic classic literature type stories and pictures and graphic novels and stuff. Fantastic artist. I really liked the monochromatic look and the very sketchy way it's done. So why does it keep doing that? So you can see he's not perfect. It's very rough outlines. And I really like that effect. So that was the inspiration behind it, was the monochromatic. Cody, hi there. Haven't seen you in ages. Nice to see you. So yeah, I think I'll do this over here. That's the plan. And then this one I'll draw over here where I've got more space. And then that will give me, I've still got this bird I can use if I want to. I've got some space to write things if I want to. But you probably won't get to see this page finished today. That's why I have this page, right? Here's the logic behind the craziness. This is the first half of the page with all the wet media that's going to need time to dry. And once the wet media has dried, we can do the dry media on this page while the other page is drying. See? So you'll get to see both parts of the page, the first half of the page and the second half of the page, instead of just me getting to the point where I'm like, well, now this needs like 5 hours to dry, so we're going to have to stop. Because that happens, right? There's a few changes I want to make to this too. Whoops, craft a lunch. There we go. There's a few changes I want to make to this too. I don't like the way it's sat at the bottom of the page. I did not think that through. I will think it through more carefully on the other one. But I would like to do something kind of like this along the bottom to make it... So there's like something here. You know, you can imagine that, right? Just imagine this is like branches or something coming up here. That's the kind of thing I want to do. I might just use some scribbly pencil and do it that way. I've also got a tree in the background that I'd quite like to paint in a little bit more, or even not paint it in but outline it. I like to use a lot of negative space. I don't know what I'm going to do with this ugly dragonfly, but it's black and it fits the theme, so maybe I'll just leave it there. Same with the whiting. I don't really care. I don't care at all that it's French writing and it's about coffee. So what? I was a little bit more thoughtful with this page because second time's the charm, right? This one, I actually did the paper, instead of putting the paper the right way up and face up, I put it face down and upside down. So it's a little less distracting. You can't read what's there because it's mirrored. So that helps. It's a little tip. If you find that something like this is going to be too overpowering, just turn it round and then turn it upside down and use it that way. And it'll fade into the background a little bit more. If everyone can just imagine Spock saying it's only logical at this point, that would be great. Yeah. I'm not a Star Trek fan. Nanu Nanu. Or whatever it was. Is it that one? That one? I can't remember. Some dead flowers left on the grave in a vase. That would be cool. Oh. That would indeed be cool. That would be good here. Because there's a big space here that won't be taken up. We've got this. We could have something like that here. And then a vase here. That's a good idea. I like that. In case anybody's wondering about my weird creepy hand clips, they're hair clips. See? They go in your hair. Yes, I wear them. But I also use them as paper clips. Because I don't care. Right. Let's get going, shall we? First thing I want to do, actually, I think I'll do this a little bit differently because the ink, I love this ink, but it takes forever to dry. So maybe I'll do this just a tiny bit differently and I'll use what I just suggested if I can find it, which will be, I think it's this one. Yes, no, that's oil pastels. Oh, I could use those too. Ha, Neocolours, there we go. Let's find, that's a nice purpley one, that's a nice purpley one. Maybe add a bit of a grey to it as well. Add a bit of a grey into the mix. Yep. So instead of putting the purple on top. That I'm going to have a gravestone there. Might as well do all that grey. Okay, and then this gravestone is going to be, let's see. Ooh. I might have had a bit too much coffee today. I'm sorry. Woo! This is what happens when I stream an hour later than normal. I have an extra coffee. I'm on my 4th coffee, which is one more than I normally drink by this time of day. Okay, so I'm not going to get too stuck in this, but we're going to just roughly sketch in where we want this thing to be. Somewhere around there. It's water soluble, Neocolor too, so it'll disappear. It's fine. That'll do. Gives us an idea of what we're drawing where, right? Which in turn gives me some places to put purple. This is going to go over 2 pages, so I'm going to deliberately make it go over 2 pages like this. This will be coming around like that, and like that. Maybe I would just do the top corner of this stone as if it's like really close, and then this will be back in the background. So I want to try to avoid covering that one over too much. Let's get a bit of purple up in here. A bit of light purple. Oh, probably should have used this purple in the first place. Would have had the colour I wanted in the first place. Whoops. Okay, now, rather than just hitting it with some water, I'm going to, if I can find my thingy, oh, there it is. This is acrylic, so I should be able to use that one. I don't normally use a palette, I work straight on the page, but this paper is a little bit, I mean, Moleskine paper is great. Sorry, I forgot to say that. This is a Moleskine A4 sketch. So instead of just using paint or water, I'm going to use watered down white paint. So it spreads a little more easily. And it's just a case of activating this stuff. Paint around the bird. Not going to be too precise about any of it. Whoops. I'm going to make a mess as well, because that's what I do. Let's put that there. I want it to look messy. I don't want it to look too pristine and like I've tried too hard with it. I want it to look grungy. Is that the word? No, probably not, because I don't really do grungy. But you get the idea. I'm also not precise about painting right the way up to the edges or anything like that. I don't care. Oh, he's cute. So I'm going to do a little bit and then rub it off so he goes back into the background a little bit, but not too much. Somewhere around here I've got a tissue. I know I have, because I mopped something up with it just now. Where did I put it? My desk, honestly. Right, so some of this is a little bit too wet, so I'm going to knock some of it back. Not all of it. I want some of this to stay where it is, but it helps the page dry as well. There we go. Now this side, put in the gravestone. Whoops. That's just one of the reasons I don't paint up to the edges of my paper. There's another little bird we can take advantage of. So the stone is going to come sort of there. Maybe that sort of area. Can treat that like it's on this gravestone. So my initial idea for this was just to do something super simple that looks impressive, but actually when you break it down, it's not that amazing. Anybody could do it if you've got the instructions. You don't even need the right materials to do it. Okay, it's all starting to look a little bit flat and not white enough in places. I'm going to throw some more white on this corner while it's still wet, which will make it lighter grey. If you're going to do something like this, that's the secret to it. Don't let your layers dry. You know how everybody says always let your layers dry? I don't have time for that. If I've got to let layers dry, then I'm putting it to one side and working on something else. I'm not going to sit there for 20 minutes going, oh, is this dry yet? Touch, touch. I'd have fingerprints all over everything. Okay, make that stand out a little bit more. I'm going to go over this with ink anyway, so the fact that it's really rough and sketchy at the moment makes no difference. Let's add a bit of something a bit more white to this area, but leave the dark purple there. Quite like that dark purple here. I don't want to use that just yet. Let's cover this writing up a bit more over here, because this is where the other tombstone is going to be. So we don't want, I mean, we can use this as if it's writing on the tombstone almost. I don't want to use this, so I'm not going to mix it too much. I'm just going to paint over it. Once the acrylic dries, this won't be water soluble anymore. Ta-da! And then just like before, because I don't want it to look too pristine, I'm just going to have at it with a paper towel. The paper towel, by the way, for those who don't like waste, is actually the second layer of my napkin. When I pulled my napkin, it's a 3-ply napkin, so I took the white layers off. That's this. So it was going in the bin anyway, so I'm just going to use it for cleaning up. We stand the environment, guys, we do. Okay, I'm not going to put anything down here right now because I quite like this section with this bird, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, so I'm going to leave it. We might cover it up, we might paint it white, we might put something over it, I don't know. But I like that section, I like the quote, the nevermore and the darkness, dictionary definitions. And then, of course, you've got the raven definition behind the bird. I'm thinking maybe I want to make something of that. I don't know. We shall see. I did my nails earlier and now I've got acrylic paint all over them. The life of an art journaler, guys. The life of an art journaler. Where are we in chat? You didn't get a notification, Pelican? Oh! That's not fun. I put it up everywhere. Oh, I may not have posted it on Patreon. My bad. Sorry. I did put a note. I did put it up on my channel on Monday though. It's been up for 2 days, so you should have had a notification from YouTube. My energy's creative and caffeinated. Creative, caffeinated, and chaotic. Absolutely, absolutely. Caffeinated chaos. That's a good channel name. I might use that one at some point. Caffeinated chaos. Maybe I should do a live stream series called Caffeinated Chaos, where I just make stuff when I've had way too much caffeine and need to burn off some energy. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity grafting. Correct. Here we go. Right, so this has to dry now. You see where we're up to? This is what happens. Now I have to wait for this to dry. Oh, that looks a bit weird, having that there, like that. So I'm going to just circle that out a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit less. Oh, look, I drew a triangle around it. Right, so we'll let that dry. And that, apart from the orangey bits that I haven't put on that one yet, because I don't know where I want to put them. Whoops. Might have knocked my monitor. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's where we're up to with this now. Except that I've done the black pencil work on this one. I can't do the black pencil one on that one until it dries a minute. So I'll come back to that one in a minute and do something with it. I have got paint everywhere. You got the 30-minute notification and the starting one, but the YouTube notification wonky. Yeah, I don't think I ever get a YouTube notification. The only notifications I ever get is from Emily D. Baker, and that's because I've signed up to her email. It's nothing to do with YouTube. I don't think I ever get YouTube notifications. Right. So, what do I want to do with this one? This is using this, which has lots of writing on it. I don't want to do all this, but I do want to do the top bit, obviously, and the raven and the nevermore. I've got some leaves there as well. That could be interesting. I'm essentially just doing that bit. Oops. Yeah, I was trying to do that earlier and you wouldn't do it. I was essentially just doing that bit. And leaving off the writing at the bottom. I might indicate that there's writing at the bottom, but I don't want to go ham with it. I've got a lot of black on this page already, so I think it's time to go with something else. The first thing I'd like to do is get the... Sorry, I'll put that at an angle so it's not distracting with the light stuck on it. There we go. Let's see, actually, I want to put some of this down here. So let's do, I'm trying to recreate this kind of effect, even though that's like an etching or picture or something. I just want to create that kind of effect. So I'm going to do an area that's going to be dark. And you'll just have some scribbles coming off it, right? Like that. Just something to give us the same kind of feel and cover up a bit of that corner, right? You have no proof of this theory. Oh. They get more reliable with watch time. So because you watch class replays and other lives and videos, you get more notifications than other people. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but yeah, that could be anecdotal. But you did say that in your disclaimer, so we're okay with that. Hi, Maddie. She's back again. She's back again. Could have to do with interaction or just weird. It's just YouTube is weird and that's how it works. Or doesn't. Right. I have some... Where did I put the other ones? Oh, here they are. I have some Derwent Graphitint pencils, which are interesting. They're like the Inktense pencils. This is an Inktense pencil. But these are graphite. They're erasable. And they're coloured graphite. And they're water-soluble. And I have a brown somewhere, if I can find it. Cool brown. There we go. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to try not to get my arm in that. It's still going to happen, I think. Hang on a minute. My camera's moved. I think I knocked my monitor. There we go. I'm going to put some of this on down here. And yes, I'm aware that this is going to be wet media again, but that's okay because this is wet media that will dry quite quickly. It's not acrylic. The acrylic mix takes a little bit longer, especially if you mix it with wax in any way. I'm not going for anything too precise. I just want it to look vaguely tree-like. And I'm going to use my water brush so I'm not getting too much water onto it. And because it's the water-soluble graphite and not really a proper colour, it'll just add some definition to the dark section that's already there. I actually outlined an area of the purple that looked a lot darker than the rest. It just looked like a tree, so I outlined it. Big fan of that. If you see something on your page that looks like something, you know, like when you stare up at a cloud, what's it called? It's not porphyria. That's the disease. What's it called? It begins with a P when you see faces and things. Pictures in clouds and stuff. Yeah, if you see something like that, just draw around it. It doesn't have to be accurate. If you see a tree, other people will see a tree. And if they don't see a tree, well, make it look like a tree and they'll see a tree, right? I like the way this is looking. This looks interesting here. Almost like a ghost branch. Fun. Can always come back and do some more layers on this or add some more colours to it if I want to. Right. So. What pen do I want to use for this? I think I want to use this one. This is a Tombow Fudnozuke. Soft felt tip, basically. It's got one of these flexible nibs. But it's water resistant. You could get away with using pretty much anything that looks a bit like this. Papermate Flares, or the Micron PNs. Is this a Micron PN? Yep, that'll do the same thing. Or a brush pen, whatever you want. I just like this because it works well for the amount of pressure I put on things. So I think I'm going to sketch in. And I'm not going to do solid outlines. I'm just going to sketch the lines. This is a great technique if you're not a very confident artist. You can make it look like it's supposed to look sketchy. And then, you know, the eye will automatically see the correct lines, even if you haven't drawn them. Oh, your line's wonky? Go over it again. Get it right the second time. Make it look like that. If it looks odd with only 2 lines, go over it 3 or 4 times. Make it look like you meant it. Pareidolia. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Google. You were working, so you missed the first 30 minutes due to the notification. Ah, right, okay. I was talking for the first 30 minutes. You didn't miss any any arty stuff. I was talking about the journal challenge, but all the information for the journal challenge is in the boxes and the description below. Or if you scroll up the chat, Mika has put the links in there as well. So, and the chat will be saved for replay. So if you can't scroll up the chat right now, you can always come back later and get it then. Another thing that helps if you're not a confident artist, and even if you are, honestly, I mean, I do this a lot just because I can't be bothered. Hold your pen really loosely and up at the top instead of trying to outline stuff. You're not trying to write, you're trying to sketch. So hold your pen a little bit looser than you normally would, and make the marks. Now, of course, if you go on any drawing tutorial worth its salt, they'll say, you shouldn't use mark like that because that's chicken scratch. And you know what we say to that? That's my official comment on it. Don't give me shoulds and should not in art. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And you can too. So I'll probably come in and do a little bit of shading in around here with perhaps a bit of grey or something, or not sure. It's quite dark on that side, so I probably will. We've also got some shading in around here. I'm going to move this line down a bit. I can paint over it. I have the bird's head going up. I did the bird in the black pencil to make him stand out. He's on the paper, but I drew him in again as well. Yeah, I could do with a little bit of white paint in there just to make that a little bit easier so I can write the words. That's what I was looking for, words. I like these crazy sort of railings. Tend to get in cemeteries, certainly where I live. Again, I'm not trying to be too precise about it. I don't need to be too precise about it. If it looks like what it looks like, if it looks like what it's supposed to look like, that's good enough. Bit of a cross here, across there. Maybe I'll continue this pole down here. Maybe we can pretend that dragonfly is part of the fence, right? Make it kind of come down here, blend it in with that black down here, make it look like it's part of the fence. Darken that bit up a bit, and that bit. A bit more there. There we go. Now we've solved the problem of the dragonfly. It's now a fence feature. Make this look a bit more, I don't know, undergrowth-y. Ooh, that came out dark. I like it. Very nice. I like the contrast between the really dark at the front and then it goes past the grave and back to the trees where it's all misty and you can't really see what's going on. I might do some more of that misty. I need some more of that misty up here, I think. I might even get rid of the orange. Or I could do some misty up here to make it like this, but have the orange as well. So it's like, this is misty, you know what I mean, misty graveyard type stuff. Woo. And then, ooh, evening sun and autumn vibes. And ooh, is that an autumn tree in the background? Who knows? Yeah, that could be fun, actually. Let's add some more watercolour on this. Now you see why I prepared a page earlier. So, what did I use? I used that one. added a bit of yellow. Bit more than that. There we go. And then I did a little bit of red. This one I think I did. Yeah. So let's put some of that up in here. Make it a little stronger. Some more over here. Get some nice autumn evening kind of vibes going on, right? I like it. You know, I might not even go over that with white. I actually think I like it as it is. Blend it out a bit at the edges. Bit too wet over here. Ooh! Ooh, the tissue paper is... I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera, but the tissue paper is kind of leaving indentations. Indentations? That's not the right word. Marks? Yeah, marks in the paint. Kind of looks like a bit like... A little bit, not entirely, but a little bit like leaves. Doesn't show on the camera because it's too wet. But that's what we've got going on so far. I think this branch needs to be a little darker. Just throw some of that in there. Mix it with the orange and the brown that's already there. There we go, that's a bit better. Same effect, but it's just a little bit darker and just looks like a branch going off in the background in the mist, right? Hey, Rish! Okay. I think I want to do... How am I going to get that dark colour in there? Let me think. Am I precious about my supplies? No. I know some people like to have pristine stuff everywhere, but I'm not one of those people. Have at it. How about if we use black or brown? Brown? No, I want brown for the tree. I'm going to use a bit darker brown. We'll put some dark edges on the tree in a few places. Just give it that kind of woody effect. No, what I need is a dark grey. Don't be an idiot and use oil paint. Find your acrylics. Oh, I have muted grey acrylic. I'd forgotten about that. I don't know how, but I had. So this is the Liquitex muted grey acrylic paint, which matches the muted grey acrylic ink. So I can put some of this on here. It'll look a little bit shiny, but it'll be too dark anyway. So, hi Audra! Aren't you from the challenge as well? Isn't Audra in the challenge as well? If I remember correctly. Name sounds familiar anyway, I know her from somewhere. Right. Here we go. Don't use your watercolour brush for acrylic. Take your water brush out of there, put it in there, use your acrylic brush. There we go. Okay, so I don't normally use a palette, I usually paint right out of the tub, but I want to make this a little bit lighter, so I am going to on this occasion. Add a heavy dollop of white to that. We should get this lovely lavender grey colour. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Maybe a scooch darker. Participating this year for the first time and loving it. Excellent. Other creators are in the chat if you want to chat to them. Say hello. Kia's here, who runs the challenge. There are links to the playlists and the challenge itself and everything else, all the other people's videos and stuff, down in the description box below. Or if you scroll up in the chat, if you can see the previous chat, Mika's been posting it there too. There we go. That's better. I like that. That gives a really good oomph to it. I like that a lot. Let's use that greyish purple up here a bit as well. I don't want to overdo it. Oh, sorry, I moved the book over. There you go. So I don't want to overdo it, but, you know, just enough to... take off that white on that corner. There we go. And of course we can lighten it up a bit with this so we can see some of the texture underneath. And there we go. Maybe add a little bit here. I think that's what I was thinking about doing earlier, was just adding some bits here. Get rid of the post bits and the words that are too easy to read because they're English. Let's outline the dragonfly a bit, like that. There we go. That'll do. What else didn't I do? Oh, I think my water brush is running out of water. I didn't finish off this side with these Neo colours. So again, just darkening up some of the brown over here. So I'm not trying to fill it all in. I'm trying to get a rough texture of bark. And don't forget, right, when you're up close and personal with this, it looks like utter crap. All right? It looks like utter crap. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at this and going, do you know what you're doing? This is not working. This is not working. This is not working. And then I look up at the screen and I'm like, damn, that looks good. So, you know, don't be hard on yourself. If it's not looking good, here's a really good tip. Either stop, walk away, come back later, and you'll surprise yourself with what you've done. Or take a photo and look at it on the photo. And then pretend you're posting it on Instagram and think, yeah, maybe I wouldn't put it on Instagram right now, but it doesn't look bad. You know, adjust it, add some filters, play with it a bit, and look at it and go, actually, that's no different to some of the stuff I see on other people's feeds on Instagram. It's not bad. If all else fails, let it dry for a couple of days, come back to it later. Bad decisions can be made on the spur of the moment. But they can always be fixed. Maddie, hush baby. Right, I just want to get... Oh, don't use your water brush with acrylic. That's what I want. Hi baby. I know. Hi. How you doing? Hello. It's belly rubs for Maddie time. It's bang on 7 o'clock, which is the time I normally finish streaming. I stream 5 till 7 over on Patreon. Links down below if you're interested. I also am on Coffee, which you can get the link there. Well, that's weird. There's the link if you want to go and join on Patreon. Whatever you want to do. Follow me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the other creators on the list. Go and follow Kia Creates. You'll have a whole playlist of stuff from different journalists who've done all sorts of crazy things with this challenge. I'm liking the idea of doing a vase of flowers of some sort, but I don't quite know how I'm going to do it yet. So I think what I'm going to do... Madge, baby! Let's just get this painted in where I need this a little bit lighter up here because I'm going to be writing on it. This is fine. It looks like the texture of the paper actually looks like stone. So I'm good with that. I just need this bit to be a little bit lighter up here. I'm going to leave the bit behind him. Again, looks like stone. I'm good with that. Let's have a bit of a highlight on here. And we can put some highlights on the railings and things like that as well in a minute. This needs to dry. So let's go back to our other page, see what a mess we can make of that. Okay, so let me pull up my picture again of the other gravestone because I want to get a more accurate portrayal of it. Okay, so I'm just going to rough it in pencil, not because I want to erase it, but just because I don't quite know whether I want to ink it or not yet. So there's the circle. We've got that bit there. It comes up and goes up and over there. Try and get some of the perspective in it. Do you need to be accurate? No. What you need is for it to look roughly like a gravestone when you're done. And by roughly, I mean roughly. Oh, this has got an interesting top to it. I never noticed that before. It's got an interesting pointy top. Okay. So all right. So how do I want to do this? Let me think. I definitely want to go in with this again because there's not enough dark on this page yet. So let's do this side first. So this is the same epitaph that I drew on the other page, but it's just the top corner of it. It's not really the whole thing. That actually should come down a little bit more there. So there's a bit more darkness there. Let's have it edged the other way. So we'll put essentially have it turned the other way on this side. So it looks like you're looking past it to the other grave. Yup. Yeah, I'm also almost out of water with this, but got enough to get it going for now. So who's playing along? Anybody doing the same prompt? Anybody working on their own prompts? Anybody thinking, ooh, I want to paint? Kia's thinking, I want to paint in my journal. Good for you. Go for it. Don't try and make it all too perfect. Just have at it. Blend that out a bit so it looks like it's kind of set back. There we go. I might leave that raven like that. I like the detail on him. He's the right size, he's the right shape, he's working great. That'll do. I'm not sure what to do about this one, so I think I'm going to just blend him out a bit. Might add some paint to him actually. He's still there, you can kind of see him, but he's not part of the thing now. Okay, so what are we going to do on this side? I think let's use the rest of this paint. It's supposed to be a white memorial, but I don't care. Let's use the rest of this paint to get the shape in. We can go over it with white if we want to. That side's actually going to be in shadow anyway. Some of the steps are going to be in shadow. This is going to be light. This has got shadow underneath it. We can put that in there. This is going to be white, but let's sketch it in with a kind of a dry brush. A bit more shadow on this side. And you can see, hopefully, I can't put it down on the page, but you can see, hopefully, I'm not really trying to be realistic about this. I'm just putting in the shadows, the dark bits. It's all dark down that one side. This bit's dark. That bit's got a bit of dark. This bit right in the middle is really dark. So let's try and get a kind of a circular thing going here. There we go. Close enough. That'll do. Giving you a craving for mixed media, Joanna. Awesome. Haven't done any type of journaling in a year. Yeah, I stopped journaling. I've got to wait for this to dry, so I'm just going to talk for a second. I stopped journaling in 2020 when the world went to hell in a handbasket, and I just, like everybody else, I just sat there for 18 months going, because I didn't really know what to do with myself. And I got back into sketching, and I got back into binge watching Netflix along with the rest of the world. And it's really only in the last sort of 6 to 8 months I've really started art journaling again, or doing this kind of mixed media journaling. Mostly I've been doing sketchbook work and painting. I've actually been working on a commission for months. I've got it here. Do you want to see it? For a friend's wedding. She wanted, her service dog passed away. And she wanted her service dog to walk her down the aisle. That's not the actual photo. That's the actual photo, not the picture of the painting. Where's the picture of the painting? Is it on my phone? We're doing a winter journal challenge in December. Oh, are you running that? That's more my kind of thing. Well, Halloween is my kind of thing, but it's always a really busy time of year for me. But over Christmas, I get 2 weeks off. Oh, there we go. There's the painting I did for my friend. That's oils. So that's a commission I've been working on for like months. And that's the original photo. Well, this is a mock-up, but that is taken from a photo. And then I've got 2 others that I'm working on. It's going to be a set of 3. That's what I tend to work on in my Motivation Monday classes when we're not doing mini classes. I work on my commissions and oil paintings and, you know, big paintings and stuff like that. Sketched and painted a raven in your tiny book you carry with you. Awesome. Go for it. Add a po quote, bit of ink, bit of splodging, mixed media. Working on the cemetery prompt with me. Awesome. Don't forget to tag me if you post it somewhere and I'll come and have a look. I'm really only on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, tag me and I'll come and have a look. Yes, join in the challenge. I'm only doing this one prompt. I've really not kept up with the prompt at all. I usually do it, but I haven't this year. Other things have taken priority. Winter Journal Challenge in December. Yeah, see, December's good because I get 2 weeks off over Christmas, so I can do an entire set of prompts at my leisure. Right. I'm fairly happy with how this is looking. I think I want some more white. I think that's what's missing from over there, is the white. I mean, obviously it's not going to be exactly the same page, but there's also a lot more going on in the background. I put a lot more tissue paper on the other page. The other page has got tissue paper over almost half of it, whereas I only had this one strip over here, and I've painted over most of that. So, might have put down too much white paint. I don't know. Well, that's an interesting effect. I would not have found if I hadn't used my fingers. I don't normally use my fingers, I hate getting messy. But it's the best way to smear out white paint. It's the only time I do it actually is when I need to smear out white paint at the edges. You just can't beat it. You want to draw clouds? Dollop some white paint down on your page and smear it out with your fingers. Clouds. Straight away. Okay, I think I'll use some of that white down here just to take the edge off this bit. There we go. And let's grab my non-watercolour brush. Grab some watercolour and let's put some of that orange in, right? That's what was missing earlier. And I do think it just warms it up a little bit. Mix it in with what's already there. Be careful mixing it with the purple. You'll get purple and orange makes mud. So don't go overboard or everything will end up brown. But I like the effect of having like an autumn sky. It could be you know, tree, leaves, autumnal stuff, you know. Get a bit darker one. Maybe do some... Oh, look. Yes. Into the wet paint. Make it look like some leaves coming down. There we go. Right, this side should be quite dry by now. This tombstone should be fairly dry. So I should be able to do some drawing on it. Now I don't want to do anything water soluble. So I'm going to use my micron this time. Drawing over acrylic with a micron, not the best thing for your nibs. Do I care? No. Oh, this one isn't working. Well, so I'll do then. I'll use black ballpoint. That'll do. When in doubt, ballpoint pen. Draws over anything. You can't paint over it though because it's oil based. Well, you can, but it will eventually seep to the surface even if you manage to successfully make it look like you've... Sorry about the scribbling noise. I'll try not to set anybody's teeth on edge. I'm having to turn it because that's all wet. And you know me, I will put my arm down in it. What time are we on? Ooh, 7:15. I might finish one page today. There we go. I have another ballpoint that's a little bit thicker that would be good right now. Where are you? Where are all my ballpoint pens? Why can't I find any of them? If you could see my desk right now, seriously, it's... Actually, you can see my desk right now. Okay, there's the one side, and there's the other side. Right, that's what I'm working with. Ah, a brush pen. Play with that for a minute. Copic gas infuser. Bulletproof, this one. Works with everything. That would be good for just giving the bird a little bit of definition, I think. I don't want to cover him up completely because he's got some really cool markings, because he's like an etching, but gives him a little bit of definition, makes him look a little bit more like he's drawn on rather than stuck on. You'll post on Discord when you're done. Awesome. Oh yeah, I do have a Discord, by the way, if anybody wants to come and join us over there. We talk about all sorts of stuff. Part of my Patreon is witchy stuff, so if you're into that, astrology, tarot, general witchy bits, come on over and play. Everybody's welcome on Discord. You don't have to be a patron to be on Discord. Ooh, I like that effect. That's cool. Let's do that with this. Is this dry? This is dry now. Well, the white paint isn't, but the rest of it is. Okay, so let's get my reference image up again, just so I can remind myself what bits I'm trying to do. There it is. Right, so we've got a circle in the middle, obviously. Like that. It is actually a dark circle. So we'll give it a bit of shading. It's actually got Poe's head in the middle, but I'm not up for drawing that right now. I can come back to that later and draw a head in the middle. Okay. Let's try and avoid getting our pen in this bit because it's wet. Not slavishly trying to recreate what I can see in the picture, just giving a rough idea of what I'm seeing. Not even finishing lines in some places, as you can tell. Your brain doesn't need to see everything to know that it's there. Hi, baby. Hello, Miss Maddie. What's the matter? Is that right? That's terrible. That's terrible, my love. How terrible for you. Wow, really? So by putting in the I didn't know it did that. And there's a fine nib on the other end. Wow, that's clever. Okay. Hey, come on. What was I saying? Yeah, by putting in the shadows first and then sketching over the top of it, you get a much looser look. It looks more painterly. Does it matter that this bit is all wonky? No, doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I mean, that bit is a little bit wonky even for me, but you know, just add a bit more so it doesn't look wonky, and there you go. It's not hard. What else? What else do I want to do? Not entirely sure. A little bit stopped on this one. I do want to put the writing on, but if I put the writing on this one first, I can practice it, and then I can also come back to it later. Hi. Belly rubs from Maddie. There you go. Good girl. So, yeah, this one is, I would say, a little bit further on than where I started with this page. So this one I should be able to finish, because I've only got to do the writing on the stone. Maybe a little bit more with this tree. I don't know. Like, actually, the tree kind of looks like a tree. I'm kind of happy with it. I rather like that splotchy thing I did on the other one. I think if I add some of that, actually, use my watercolour paintbrush. It'll work better. Let's put some. Does it kind of look like there's a bit of autumn leaves on that tree now? Gives the idea, doesn't it? Might even... do I want to put any heavier? No, I just want more. Just want more of it. Let's do some more up close bits. Maybe have it coming over here as well. Maybe having it coming down over the tombstone because they're actually falling off the tree. How about that? There we go. Yeah, who needs to draw leaves on a tree? Pfft. Off to eat your tea. Okay, have fun. I think I'll probably be on for like 20 minutes, half an hour more. You wrote dinner. You wrote like you say it. Have a nice dinner. Right. Okay. So, where's the other thing? What I need to put on here is we need original birthplace of Edgar Allan Poe, big letters, from October 9th, 1849, big letters, until November 17, 1875, which is how long he was buried there for. It's not his birth, is not his death things. That's how long he was buried there for. He was moved to go and be put in the other one. And then it says, quoth the raven, nevermore, over the top. So, how do we do that and get it where we want it to be? Because, you know, when you try and draw stuff, your writing starts going off in different things. And if you want your writing to look roughly where it's supposed to look, okay, then here's how you do it. You want a piece of tracing paper, which I think I have a piece of tracing paper in the back of this one. Let me find it a second. think I have a piece of tracing paper in here somewhere. Do I? Ooh, am I lying? Do I maybe not have tracing paper? Is it all wax paper? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, alright, plan B. So if you haven't got any tracing paper, what you'll need is a bit of paper. Any bit of paper will do. Even a bit of misprinted paper, doesn't matter. You want it to fit. Ooh, now this one, actually, I could use the lines, couldn't I? I could decide where I want the lines to be. And right in here. So if I use that as the top line, if I put the top line there, and then it'll say from, and then October to November. I could actually write it in those lines and I'll know how big it needs to be. And I can just fold it in half to get the centre point. Let me put this over here because it's wet. Let it dry off a little bit. So put this at an angle so it doesn't catch the light. Right, so I want to do this writing and I want to figure out how it's going to fit on my paper. So I've drawn the centre line. Let me mark it in for you. I wouldn't normally draw that, I'd just fold it to where I needed it. Now what we're going to do is look at this and we're going to find the centre line. So the centre line is about there. So the L, I mean you could count the letters as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that L is the middle line. So we've got the I, the RI of burial, the L, the first L, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the first L. So then we've got the O of from. Then we've got the edge of R. We've got the TI. And we've got the R there. So that's our centre line. So if we put the edge pieces in, so we need to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. That's going to be about there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this L needs to be a bit thinner. Like that. So the edge pieces, we've got the 9 here under the O. And we've got the O under the D. We've already got the R, the L, the 9 is between those two letters there. The N is an I is under that N, so we've got 18. 49. And then the O in October is in the middle, so O, C, T, O, B, E, R. And then November is just slightly to the left of the O. The M is, the EM is in the middle, so if that's the middle, the M is going to be there. O and V. Oh, no, O and V and E. Let's have the right number of letters in there. O, V, E, M. There we go. number. The 5 is just past the 9. The 1 is just under the 8. So we get 1875. And then there's a 1 and the 7. The 1 is under the 9 and the 7 is next to it, obviously. Okay, and then we've got until. The until is under the E. Until. From starts under the A. Goes to the middle of the L. And then at the top it says original burial place. So the B is about there. The L is about there. So B, U, R, I, A, L. The P is where the A is. This E is above this P. L, A, C, E. Who doesn't like 5-letter words? The of is above the O. And then original begins at the D. The L is at the end of the R. The middle letters are the I and the GI. So G, I, N, A, L, R, original. And that is how you know how to get the paper, how to get the stuff in the right place. That's what we need. Okay, so how, I hear you ask, how in the heckety heck are we going to get that onto here? Well, quite easily actually. So first we're going to do, we want something that will pick up on this paint. This is acrylic. It will not pick up ordinary pencil. That will not work. So we're going to use the old Stabilo All. It will leave some smudges, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. We're killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. So we're colouring over this. I need to go down to that bit there. Don't need a heavy layer, I'm just getting a good layer. You could also use Neocolor 2 would work for this as well, because that'll go on acrylic. Anything that'll allow you to imprint it. Okay, let's put that where we want it. Anchor it down with a bit of tape, which I have somewhere, honestly, Gov. No, I do. Definitely have some tape somewhere. Can't find it though, so we're just going to put it where we want it and clip it in place for now. That'll do. Actually, if I clip it that side, I can hold it this side. That'll be slightly better. There we go. Okay. Now we just hold it all still and we go for it with, where's my ballpoint pen? Oh, here's another one. Here's one I found earlier. Ballpoint pen. Okay, so I'm going to write fairly neatly, but I'm not trying to make it too pristine. Just make sure it's printing off. It's not. I need to press a bit harder. There we go. This is partly because this is sticky paper, so I'm actually having to press through 2 bits of paper at the same time, which is not ideal. Would have been a lot easier if I could have done it on tracing paper, but yeah. That'll work. It's not perfect, but I can go over it. I just want to get the placing for the letters. because life's too short to pull out a ruler, okay? Make sure we haven't missed anything. Yeah, that works. All right, let's go back in with that pencil again. But I'm not going to press too hard on it this time because I don't want it to be super black writing. I'm just kind of regular pencil pressure, if that makes sense. I actually can do this freehand quite easily, but what's the point in me doing it freehand quite easily and leaving you sitting there going, but I can't do that freehand quite easily, so how am I supposed to do it? Well, this is how you do it until you learn how to freehand it quite easily. I nearly put 1949. Let's not do that. Let's not get the dates wrong in permanent pencil, okay? Uh, 17, 18, 75. You can't, this pencil will disappear into the ink that's already there, but that's okay because that's supposed to be stuff that's coming up in front of it. Write on a separate piece of paper, cut it out and place the pieces. You could do that too, yes. You could just write on tracing paper and tape it down. Hi, baby. You could also, if you have an Edgar Allan Poe book that you're willing to tear up, you could, or a bit of paper that you could print off the internet, you could print this from the grave. Maddie, stop. You could print this from the grave and like tear it into strips, edge it, turn it into, you know, junk journal-y type bits. Maddie, stop, baby. Come on. We're nearly done, I promise. 20 minutes. 20 minutes max and we'll be all done, I promise. Okay? Yeah? Yeah? All right then. Okay. I don't want to completely dissolve this because it will look not quite right. So I'm just going to wet it with my brush. And I'm placing the brush on it to get it wet rather than going over it like that. Don't want that. But it's giving me an interesting effect, so we're good with this. might do this row in 2 lines. Yeah, that works better. There we go. I'm not squeezing any water out of this brush. I'm just using the natural wetness that's coming out of the brush when I touch it to the paper. And then this bit will smudge into this, so it doesn't really matter what I do with that. So there's some really creepy gothic writing, am I right? How cool does that look? Complete accident. I had no idea that was going to happen. So now I've got this space to fill. What do I want to put there? Oh, and I need to do Quoth the Raven. Okay, so let's look at another way of doing this on the top here. So we've got Quoth the Raven, nevermore, going around here. So another way of doing it. Again, water-soluble pencil is your friend. I've got a grey one here somewhere. Oh, there's my ballpoint pen I was looking for. Oh, I've got a watercolour pencil in like a darkish... I think that's dark brown or dark blue or something like that. It might even be black, I'm not sure. But it won't be anywhere near as dark as this. But watercolour over acrylic means you can wipe it off, get it wet, wipe it off. So, halfway up, if we follow this up, the E of Raven is the centre point. So if I'm going to take that eye there, let me use a ruler, this will be easier with a ruler. The eye there is almost the centre point. I'm going to take it as the centre point for now. So if we take this and take it from the top of that eye across, that's about that angle. So if I take that across there, that's going to be about that angle. So that's where the Q is going to be. Whoops! Let's not kill the camera. So the Q will be there. The T is, well, the H rather, is about that angle. So that's going to be about there. And it's lowercase h. So Quoth fits in there. Q, U, O, T, H. Oh, I've only got 3 letters to fit in there, so I can fit quite easily in there. Quoth. The H of the is going to be at that angle there. We'll guesstimate the rest from the size of the other letters. The N is going to be there. We can tell where this is going to be already. And there's a comma. The N is at that angle there, so the N is going to be there, which makes sense. The last E is going to be on the same level as this, so about there. Nevermore, never. So the R is going to be in the middle. More. V. E. E. There we go. Let's grab our... I'm going to use my soft pen again because it's easy to write over stuff with this. This is all wet, so I'm going to try to avoid writing on it. What else is wet? This is all dry, so we're okay. Quoth the Raven. We can't see the comma because it's behind his head. We can't see all of the N either because that's behind his head. Never. More. There we go. 2 ways of getting centralised writing. Fairly easily. The white bit in the fence could be the ghost of Poe. Oh, this bit here! Ooh! This actually looks like a face. Look at that. The eyes, nose, mouth, head, hair. Ooh, you're right. Oh, that's creepy. See if we can sketch it in from just what we can see. So his hair, that weird bit of hair. He's got that weird flap of hair over there. He's got the weird heavy eyebrows would be about here. Those strange eyes with the big square bits underneath. Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? Bit of a nose there. Yes. Oh, we could leave that bit undone. Ooh, that's kind of a good idea. I like that. Let's find another picture of one of the pictures that we've got of him that we could fit into that space. I've actually got a proper picture of him somewhere. Actually, let's use these. These are playing cards with Poe quotes on them. But they have a portrait on the back. So let's... Yeah, it'll work. Let's go for it, shall we? Not that pen. Let's not use that pen. Let's use water-soluble pencil, and then we can remove it if it doesn't quite work. So we've got his big forehead thing happening here. Hair coming down, big ears. Those weird, scraggly eyebrows. Maybe if we colour this in this dark black. Well, it's not black pencil. This is the watercolour pencil that I was using earlier, which is not the same as the Stabilo pencil. Those weird beady eyes. With those weird bags underneath them. Don't drink, kids. Really don't drink laudanum. We could just have this going down into something vaguely like that. Actually, I quite like that the way it is. But that pencil, because it's watercolour pencil, it will dissolve. So I'm just going to go over it just a little bit so it doesn't. It'll also give it a more sketchy look and a bit more kind of an ethereal look. That was an excellent idea, Mika. I love it. I mean, it does look like he's got his nose stuck on the spikes, but we can move the spikes if we need to. We can add more to this. Oh, that's the wrong pencil. I need to put that one back with my watercolour pencils. We can make the spikes look a little less like they're going up his nose, like that. There we go. In fact, we could make those a little bit darker and then they'll look more like he's behind them. Nice! I like it! That was an excellent idea, Mika. Thank you. That is really creepy, isn't it? It's almost like you're not sure if he's meant to be there. Is that a ghost? Is that a drawing? Is that... What is it? What is it even? Is it a face? Do we know? I'm going to add a little bit of black to this tree, just on the outline, because it's kind of annoying me that it's so transparent. But I don't want to go overboard with it. I just want to add enough that it kind of looks like a little bit more solid. There we go. That'll do. You don't need to completely dilute your pencils. Just do what you want to do with them. I'm happy with this. I love it. Do I want to do something down here? You know what? I think what I'll do, instead of trying to... I like the idea of a vase of flowers, but I don't want to do anything overtly... Ooh, look, I drew a vase of flowers. So let's put some colour down here. That could be a vase of flowers, if we want it to be. There's a bit more colour to it, a little bit more red. Yeah, we could turn that into a vase of flowers if we want to. Or, you know, we can see it as whatever. It's just taking away that blankness from that corner. I'm happy with that. I'm good with this. I think I'll put some more of this slightly darker colour down here. Just for, you know, just because I can, right? Maybe put some on top of this black. Blend it in a little bit. Give it some darker shadows and tones and things. Yeah, that's good. I like it. One page done. Time are we on? 5:02. I have no chance of finishing this other page, but hopefully you can see that what we've got here is similar to, it's not exactly the same obviously, but it's very similar to what I started with on this page, but now this page looks like actual journaling. This is like, ooh, this is kind of cool. I do have a scanner big enough to scan this. If I can get it to scan well, and to quote a friend of mine, the scanner is where some things go to die. If it scans well, I'll put a free printable up over on my Patreon, and anybody who wants to get a free copy of this to put in their journal challenge junk journal page, you can have one. I will also put it up in my Patreon shop. Yes, I have a Patreon shop. There's nothing in it right now, but maybe this can be the first thing. It looks like a horror movie font on the watercolour. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It looks like a horror movie font. I may go back in and just touch it up a little bit once it's dry with a little bit of either a black regular pencil, colour pencil, or perhaps a very thin fine liner, just to give a little bit more crispness, because you can see some of the places the water's gone. It's not crisp enough. Like you can't see original. That doesn't say original. Maddie, stop. That doesn't say original. So I might just go in and just touch it up a little bit so you can read what it says. But actually, I really like it. I think it's really cool. I like the fact that this is really dark and in your face, and this is just boo in the background. Yeah. I'm good. I like it. Not going to get the other page finished today. This one's taken an hour. That one's taken an hour. So, plus the hour and a half I spent on it previously. So it's not a slow thing waiting for stuff to dry, but, you know, I prep pages and then I work on them later with the drier stuff or more wet stuff over the top. Sometimes you can't finish a page in a day. I've never been one for finishing a page in a day, so I don't really care. You could print it on vellum and paste it on. Yeah, there's lots of ways. Even tissue paper, yeah. It's weathered as you worked. Do. Was that intentional? Because that's going to be going around my head all evening now. Thanks for that, Tyler. I really needed whistle while you work going around my head. No, I needed it. I'm telling you. Do you know what I'm going to do with this? This isn't quite dry yet. But with this white pen, I'm just going to go in and add a few little highlights to the railings, because they're shiny railings, right? They should have a little bit of a shine to them. Maybe they've got... Ooh, it's not going to work on there, is it? This does not want to work. Why you not want to work? Why you fight me? Do not fight me. Well, okay, that was a nice idea while it lasted, but too impatient. Can't be bothered. Unless I've got a white Posca hanging around here somewhere. If I happen to have a white Posca sitting on my desk somewhere, I might be able to do that. Honestly, everything's sitting on my desk right now, so there's one here somewhere. Oh, look at that. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. This is a bit too thick now, but never mind. It'll pale down because the Stabilo All pencil underneath it will kind of pick up into the wet paint, and it'll go kind of a greyish colour. So it will originally look a bit sort of too bright, and then afterwards it'll tone down a bit. But I just think it's nice to add a bit of shine to these railings so it doesn't look quite as flat. There we go. We don't need to do this all the way across, just a few bits here and there. There we go. That's a little bit of highlight on it. I like that. A little bit of detail. Could even add a bit to the raven, make him stand out a little bit. There we go. The best idea for properly opaque highlights, Tipp-Ex pen. How did I not think of that until now? Yeah, Tipp-Ex pen works really well, except that it's water-based. So if you put it over anything oil, like Tipp-Ex pen doesn't work over ballpoint pen. Biro. Never has. It does originally, and then over time it bleeds through and all the colours of the pen separate and you end up with coloured Tipp-Ex. But yeah, it would work for basic highlights on this kind of stuff. It would certainly work on acrylic because it's acrylic based. I also want to put a line in on that corner because you can't see where the line is. Like that. Oh, we could put a bit of a highlight on there as well. There we go. I think I'm done. Let's call it a day. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hope you've had fun. Don't forget to tag me if you're taking part in today's journal challenge. This is the Halloween Journal Challenge 2023 run by Kia Creates. All info is down in the box below. You'll also find it in the chat replay if you scroll up to the top. Mika put the links in there for me earlier. Kia Creates has her own YouTube channel. The playlist is over there. Go check out the different creators. There's about 27 different people doing it, I think. Maybe more. I know Kia's done a couple of videos, but she might have done a intro and a finish. I'm not sure. Anyway, go check it all out. Links are down below. Have a go at some of the challenges. And if you've done today's challenge or played along, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Romany. And I will see you all again, I don't know, whenever I do a new live. Who knows? Who knows at this point? Time is a construct. Thanks for playing along. Thanks for those who's taken time to post in the chat. There's the playlist again for anybody who wants to see it. Thank you, Mika. I'm just waiting for YouTube to catch up with me on my stream because I'm still talking about something else from earlier. So just filling in space, dead air. I'll probably be an ad over this or something by the time you rewatch it. Blah, 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 blah. Have fun. Thanks for joining me. Bye.